Good morning. It's not Caitlin today. I'm Tasha Scott. I'm sure some of you guys know me. If you don't, I'm a senior Ruby with Plexus. I've been with the company since last February, and Caitlin asked me to do her cover for her today, so I'm super excited. I get a lot of questions about how I recruit, and so I decided that that's kind of what I'm gonna focus everything on. Just my day to day, how I work everything, how I've done what I've done in the last year, and that's not a flex by no means because I really didn't feel like I'd done a whole lot. But last year I recruited 181 people, and I just shared my story. If you don't know my story, I had a really severe case of COVID, and I think a lot of people were able to relate to that coming out and getting help. So I just honestly I focus on growing relationships with people. I I've been in sales before, and I genuinely cannot deal with someone who sends me a cold message, um, and like forgets to change the name. Like I've had people say, "Hey, Jennifer, you want to lose weight, right?" And I'm like, okay, so I will actually stop those people and give them advice. And I'm not rude about it or anything, but I'm like, hey, I've been doing this for a long time. I just want to share what would help you. So, building relationships with people, and that's the first thing that I tell. Like, if you add people every single day, go in on their profile, and where it's got the add friend button, you can I think it's the little dots next to the side. You can choose how you see their posts. So you can just follow them or you can favorite them. I favorite them. That way you're going to see it in your Facebook. You're going to see it in that feed because I've got close to 5,000 friends on my Facebook and I see like 10. Like if I didn't go and follow these people, that's all I see. And it's just because of Facebook's algorithm. It's it's annoying. And if you're not seeing other people, just go to your friends list and go to people's profiles and click on that thing, go to follow. You want to favorite them. Um, and then you're going to start seeing their stuff. So what I want you to do is comment. If they've post something, they post a picture of their kid, comment, hey, oh, she's so cute, or something. You want to comment more than one word. Um, and really, if you can comment things like, oh, where'd you get that shirt? That's going to, come on. Have I been muted this whole time? Okay, because it just said that I was unmuted and I was like, what? So if you can ask them a question, where'd you get that shirt? Or oh my gosh, where did you take that picture at? Something that's going to make them respond. One, that's going to get you in their algorithm, and that's going to get them responding. So if you can have a conversation in that post where you've commented, they've responded, and you comment again, that's really going to bump you up in theirs. And that's going to grow a relationship with them. They're going to be like, oh, wow, this person is so nice. They're going to come looking at your stuff. They're going to see your post. They're going to interact with your post. And then, anytime someone comments on something you post, respond back. And if you can respond back with a question, that's good as well. Um, I'm always in people's stories too. And right now I feel like I have so many Plexus friends. And so I'm like trying to decipher through who is Plexus and who is not. But I'll just go through my stories and respond to people. I literally just had a sale yesterday, and I had been going through the stories and I saw she had posted a picture of her three little girls and they're blonde. And I've got a blonde headed little girl and I call her my blondie. So I said, oh my gosh, your little blondies are so cute. Her response was, Thank you so much. Does Plexus have caffeine in it? And I've never talked to her about Plexus. And so, opening that door, if I hadn't have sent that message, just saying, "Oh, your girls are cute," then she wouldn't have had that opportunity to message me back. And a lot of times, if you are posting stories, encourage people to respond to your stories. Yes, it is. I absolutely love loving on people. I'm a nurse by profession, so that's my thing. Like I always, I'll be in Walmart and well, now I guess self checkouts kind of changed it, but you be in line somewhere and you start talking to someone, or they'll just come up to me and start talking, and then they tell me their whole life story, and how their dog just died, and like it's always sad stories, and they're like, "Oh, you're so easy to talk to." I'm like, "Yeah, I get that a lot." And you just, you grow that relationship with someone in line. Um, any opportunity you get to really just chat with someone, do it. And if you can bring up Plexus in the meantime, again, do it. So my neighbor had their roof replaced. And so, the company who replaced the roof is going to go. I live in a subdivision. So, they're going to go knocking on doors and like passing out their business cards. And so, when they came to the door, I was like, okay, guys, great pitch. I get it. I'll talk to my husband. I know our roof is coming up in the next few years, so we'll definitely keep your card. And they're like, "Oh, well, that was a great response." And I was like, "Well, I'm in sales too." And so I ended up having a conversation with these guys and sold both of them the triplex at my door in my front yard. Like I sold both of them the triplex. And it's just because you be personable. Um, like my granny White was the first person to turn someone away. She's old and hateful and set in her ways, and she didn't want somebody knocking on her door, and she would absolutely chew them a new one. And I kind of used to be that person, and now as I've grown up, I try to just connect with people and talk to them, and I do a lot of reading. Self-help books and how to make connections, and that's what you want to do in this business, is make all the connections you can. Even if you don't get a yes from someone, if they hear from someone else who is struggling with IBS or something like that, they're going to refer them to you. And let me tell you guys, the greatest compliment is to have someone. Exactly, it's not a no, it's a maybe later. Um, the greatest compliment is to have someone who doesn't order from you, who's never ordered from you, but knows how passionate you are, and they refer someone else to you. That is a huge compliment. Super simple things like wishing people happy birthday on their Facebook. I don't. Whenever when it's someone's birthday, I'll go in and I'll wish them a happy birthday on their actual like wall or whatever. But I'll even go an extra step, and if we have something going on with Plexus, if we've got our $10 off or something, I'll send them a message and I'll be like, "Hey, happy birthday. For your birthday, I have $10 off if you're ever interested in placing an order with Plexus. Your whole birthday month, I'll offer that to you." And they don't know that that's something we do naturally. And it's really a play with words, I guess. It's like with the triplex, right? So if all new customers get my price, which is 25% off, a free water bottle, and whatever else is going on. And it's like I said, it's play with words. Sorry, I have squirrel moments and I space out around things. I'm very passionate about all of this, so I can really just word vomit on everyone. Let's see. So I keep a list, and if you don't take anything else away from this today, I don't even know how much time I've been on here. If you don't take anything else away from this today, do this. Anyone who you ever talk about Plexus with, write their name down. I have so many lists. I call it my skeptics list because most of the people on that list, they've told me no or they've ghosted me. And the reason why I have contact with them is because they've liked something that I've posted about Plexus. They've commented and asked me for more information. They've sent me a message and asked me for more information. And then they kind of got spooked. Like most of the time, the price spooks people. Or, they're like, okay, well, I just don't really want to spend that much on myself. And so I break it down to them like, how much do you spend on yourself every day? Like, do you go to Starbucks? Do you eat fast food? The triplex is $4 to $5 a day. So really, is that, I mean, that's not that much, is it? Oh no, it's not. And do you ask them that? Ask them how much they spend on themselves a day? Yeah.
Yeah, do you ask them? Because like I've broke that down for my team before and been like, okay, if you divide it by 30, it equals out to be like $4 a day. But I've never figured out verbiage how to actually say that to somebody without being like, listen.
Okay, so the way I do that verbiage is I like to try to be relatable to them, and I'm like, so the triplex is 126, which is $4 to $5 a day. And I don't know if you're like me or not, but I waste that on fast food, or I was drinking $9 loaded teas, or trying to find a good Starbucks coffee that I love and then end up pouring it out. So I'm wasting, and I'm sure other people are wasting that much money. Can you relate to that? And whenever you say, can you relate to that? That's your way of asking them that question without, oh, well, hey, how much money do you spend every day? Like, I mean, I'm honestly, as blunt as I am, I might ask somebody that if I'm close to them. But yeah, just give them something to relate to, because y'all, if you've ever been to Starbucks trying to find a coffee that you like, right, it's most of my Starbucks coffees get poured out. And there Michael is making some kind of something. But yeah, so that verbiage, if you just change it to where you can relate to them or you can make them relate to you, it makes a world of difference. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I do that too. They realize you're a normal person. I, stress to everyone that I talk to about Plexus, especially if I'm talking about the business. I'm like, guys, we're normal people. And I guess that they think that because we're in the business and we're actually working it, we're not. Or like you have to have some superpower. But I my very first three-way call, I was wiping my kid's butt. Like, you know what? Whenever it's time, it's time. Like you have to do you gotta do what you gotta do. And so he had went to the bathroom and he's like, Mommy, I'm done. And I'm like, okay, well, guys, I'm sorry to offend you, but I'm about to go wipe my kids behind. And it was Megan Milakovic and Ashley Taylor. And they're both moms. And I think Phil was on there too. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wipe his butt. I'm gonna lay the phone down for a minute and you're gonna look at the ceiling. And so I did, and flushed and washed my hands and everything. And they're like, hey, we have kids, we know. It's absolutely okay. And you don't want people to think that we're robots, or like your kid doesn't need his butt wiped in the middle of a conversation. You want them to see that anyone can do this, no matter how many children you have, no matter what you have going on in your day. Like right now, you guys see I'm in my car. If you were on before I started the recording, you'll know that I had an appointment this morning. I left my 3-year-old with my teenager and his sister, and when I came back, he was still asleep. Well, that's where my workspace is. So instead of waking him up, I pivoted to the car, and it's getting a little warm in here, but that's fine. Let's see. Something I started doing recently? Who doesn't shout out their wedding anniversary. Like everybody posts about their anniversary or their husband's birthday or something. I will message the person who posts it and I'm like, hey, happy anniversary. And then they're like, oh, thank you so much. And then that opens the door to, well, how long have you guys been together? And you start that kind of conversation. And, sometimes it's going to run into a wall. Do not get discouraged. I heard something back last year sometime. I don't even know when it was. But diamonds get told no more than anyone. They have received more no's. And I live by that every single time someone ghosts me or every time I don't get a response, like the response that I want, I get a no. I'm like, well, I'm going to be a diamond one day. I have to collect those no's to get the yeses. Like I tell myself that I'm a diamond. I'm just waiting for my business to catch up. If you don't live like what you want to be, then if I work every day as a silver, I'm going to stay a silver. If I work every day as a diamond, I will be a diamond. And that's about all I've got, guys. I really my conversations with people are I am just about building relationships and connecting with people and exactly collect the no's. I'm all about collecting those no's. I Yesterday I found a video and he's got a let me look at my notebook because I wrote it down. So you see I have my notebook here. I literally have pages and pages and pages of notes. And this notebook started February 1st. So I keep a notebook for everything. But I was writing down, there's a book called Go for No. I haven't read it yet, but this guy sets a goal for no's every day and he wants 20 no's every single day. And I'm like, well, whenever you get 20 no's, if you send 30 messages, are 10 of those yeses? Well, you don't know. So I'm definitely going to get that book and read it. But I thought that was a huge thing. Like you want the no's in order to get the yeses. Somebody tell me what time it is. I don't have a clock in here and I don't have my watch on.
10:50. You're doing awesome.
Oh, good deal. Anybody have any questions or anything that like I can help with? Come on, Nicole. I know you do.
Oh my gosh, I was trying to unmute.
That's so funny.
You were like, Nicole's gonna do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I knew it.
Because I feel like all of us can kind of relate to this. Tell us what you think you're getting your most engagement on. Like, we all are always trying to, copy and paste each other's post per se, right? Because it's like, how much engagement can we get on this? Or, hey, this post worked for me, or whatever it is, right? So, what are you feeling like you're getting your most engagement on? And why I ask that is because I've noticed if I post something personal, I get more engagement. But if I'm posting something a little more Plexus, it's like I can literally see, 200 people viewed it and you get 7 likes, right?
Right.
So, and I always say this to Alita, it's not necessarily that I'm doing something wrong because I'm still doing the things. But obviously, I feel like we all can always pivot, we can always learn, we can always do the things, right? So that was kind of my question is, are you doing something engaging to get an audience in on, in your following?
So I'm with you there. I feel like if I post a picture of me and my pink drink and, some verbiage, it doesn't get a lot of really anything. Like maybe
Activity.
1 like or 2 likes or something like that. But the ones that are Plexus related, I feel like when you make it personal, when you post a picture of your family or, oh, see you later. whenever you post a picture of your family or something like that with the text, I think that for me gets a lot more engagement. Um, I really get people, like, if I'm just working on getting in more algorithms for people, then I'm going to post something that one is like, it gets their attention and they have to answer a question. Um, let's see. What's the one that I did the other day? Something, oh, hot weather or cold weather. It has nothing to do with Plexus, but it's going to get them engaging. It's going to bump you up in their algorithm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So whenever that's bumping you up in their algorithm, just because they're not commenting on your Plexus posts, they are seeing it.
Okay. Which is kind of
Um,
what I thought, right? Because like you can, like I said, you can see the views in, you know, the little window or whatever. But and really, like, I get it, exposure, 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 right? So it's like I get that point of it, but nobody on this video is going to tell me that it doesn't make you discouraged feeling when you're like, oh my gosh, I got 7 likes, you know?
absolutely, yes. Hey, you know what? Take that as those no's.
Right.
Take it as a no.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and move on. You've got to.
Yep.
I think the encouraging part about, he said he wants 20 no's a day. You've got that goal, so whenever you get a no, it's not discouraging.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, I'm collecting these no's. Okay, well, there's another one. Let's just keep going because I'm one no closer to yes.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever, so if you do post something, Plexus, and you have 7 people like it, what do you do? Do you message them?
No.
Okay, so whenever someone likes something you've posted that's Plexus, send them a message and say, hey, Michael, thank you so much for liking my post. I just wanted you to know that I appreciate you because you liking my post helps me in the Facebook algorithm, and that really helps support my business.
So
And
something
then
simple. Okay.
yeah, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, you're welcome," or they'll give you that stupid thumb that I hate so much. I hate that thumb so much.
Me too. Is it just me or does anybody feel like the thumb is equivalent to the middle finger?
Oh my gosh, yes. You know what? When me and my husband are disagreeing, he will send me a thumbs up, and
Yes.
I'm ready to like,
I'm ready to throw
I'm
down,
ready to go
buddy.
right now. Do not send me that thumb. But so whenever they say you're welcome, say if you're ever interested in hearing my testimony or hearing about Plexus, I would love to chat with you.
Okay. That actually
And
gives me a really good insight. I really appreciate that.
absolutely, and that, I mean, that's, I've done that. If someone comments on it, I send everyone a message because whenever you are posting, think of it this way. If you're scrolling through Facebook and you see Starbucks, now that I've said that, I'm going to see Starbucks on my Facebook. Um, do you like that post? I don't. I see it and I'm like, oh, well, that drink looks good. But then I just keep scrolling. But if
Mm-hmm.
I see a picture of a cute kid, I'm going to react to it. So just because you're not getting a lot of activity on the Facebook post that you got or Instagram or wherever it is, um, doesn't mean that people's not seeing it. It doesn't mean it's not getting their attention. They're watching.
Okay.
And eventually they'll come to you. I mean, they really will. Or if they do like something, like I said, send them a message. It's all about building that connection because really our Facebook posts are more advertisements than anything. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
still have to go that extra mile and you have to talk to people. And that's where hopping in your stories and all of that comes in. If you're commenting on their story or their posts and then they see your Facebook post, they're going to be like, "Oh, okay, well, I remember that person." And then whenever they have some kind of problem, they're going to seek you out.
Right. Right.
I hope that helps. I know it's not super encouraging whenever you post something. Like, I'm the first person that if I post something and I get 0 likes, if it's been 15 minutes and nobody's done anything, I'm gonna take it down.
Well, I always joke too. Like, have you ever seen those posts where it's like, felt cute, like I'll post it now, but probably delete later or whatever it is. I don't know the whole
Yeah.
thing. And I swear that's like where I'm at. But it's like, okay, I have also recently, I don't know if anybody has seen this, but like you can actually go into your Instagram and there's a video on it. I can post it, but it'll show you what time of the day your profile is getting the most activity on there.
Oh,
And then there's also like a little graphic of the best times and best days to post. Like when Instagram and Facebook, like social media is at its highest viewing points of the day. And so it's interesting. I'm going to post it, but I kind of was thinking like as a team, we should kind of do an experiment and see if
yeah.
that is true. However, do you think that people will be like, "Oh my gosh, I just had 7 people at the same time post about Plexus when I just got on Facebook." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you know what? That's gonna get people's attention really because, oh,
right.
well, everybody's doing it.
Yes.
Like if everybody buys the same shoe. I mean, on clouds. Who knew about on clouds until
Uh-huh.
everybody started posting about it? Now everybody wants them. So,
Right.
absolutely. And one more thing that I got from this guy, I did not write his name down. He's on YouTube. He said, whenever you are posting videos, focus on Instagram and TikTok. And the reason is Facebook just shows your stuff to people that you're close to.
Mhm.
Instagram and TikTok shows your stuff to people who are interested in the same thing that you're posting.
So, I posted that same video of me and Chris walking on the beach in the Bahamas, and
Mhm.
I got 2,099 views on TikTok.
Yeah,
Facebook was like a lousy, like, I don't know, like 139 or something. I don't know, whatever it was. That's not a legitimate number, but very, very different
yeah,
on like TikTok and stuff. So I'll
yeah.
have to play more around on the app, but I will post in the Energy Bus those graphics that I saw because I think it would be really interesting um to see, if that is true about what time of the day is best in days and times, all that stuff.
Right, right. All
So
right, guys. Anybody have anything else? I think it's about time, right?
We're at time. Next time you jump on, could I ask you to share how you were adding friends on Facebook? And maybe it's a gender thing. I think maybe I'm more likely to accept men in general, more likely to accept from one person than another. Um, but I'll send out 5 friend requests and get like one back with 100 people in common. I would love to get up to 5,000 people because the bigger your audience, the better your odds.
Absolutely. I've been adding for a long time and I think I add more females now that you say, gender. I think I have more female suggestions. Um, but I'll go to their page and see, what their network looks like. Especially if they have like more friends. Now I'll look and see if they're in any kind of sales or anything. But go there and look and see what their network looks like and send friends requests that way.
Okay.
I
I
don't
appreciate
just
it.
blindly go through and just, oh, I'm gonna add you and add you and that'll get a lot of friends, but you want
Yeah.
like-minded people or people that you want to be like or would like to have on your team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you so much. I hope I didn't ramble too much. Y'all have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you next time.